Hi, let me show you how to create a SaaS product on this platform. For the demo purpose, I will create a product called TaskFlow, which is a product management tool. So first of all, we'll start with the basics information, adding product name, TaskFlow, and selecting company from drop-down. If your company is not listed here, you can choose from here, add button. Right now, my company is listed here, so I'm selecting Easexpense. After that, adding description, project management tool. After that, you have to select your image, upload image and screenshot so user can understand your product better. And after that, adding tags in separate commas. In this case, I am using SaaS and creating product. You can see it now. My product is listed here. So after creating your product, your next step to choose right pricing options from here. Click on add button. You will see three pricing options: subscription based, credit based, and one-time payment. I will quickly explain each one when to use. Subscription based, if your product something like customer will use regularly and pay on for a recurring basis like monthly and yearly, you can choose subscription based. For example, SaaS tool, membership tool, ongoing services. Product provide continuous value over time, subscription is best choice. Credit based, if your product something like customer will use over time, for example API usage, wallet based services, pay per user features, and user buy credit first and those credit will deduct as they use your services. You can choose credit based. And lastly, one-time payment. If your customer needs to pay just once for the product, for example physical product, single purchase services, and digital downloads, you can choose one-time payment. In this case, I am choosing subscription based. You can add name over here. In this case, I am adding teams. It works on monthly or yearly billing, provides recurring revenues, ideally for tools with continuous usage like CRM, project management, and analytics tools. Let's save these pricing options. Once you have selected subscriptions as your pricing model, your next step to choose billing intervals. Interval simply means how often your customer will be charged. In this case, I will choose 1 month and save it. After selecting interval, your next step to configure additional fields. These fields help you to collect all extra fields from customers during checkout. Required fields. First is type. This defines what kind of input you want from user. Text for names, email, and notes. Number for phone numbers and quantities. Choose what kind of data you want to collect from user. Next is placeholder. It is a hint text shown inside the input box. Title, this is the label that the user actually see above the field. For example, full name, full contact number. This should be clear and user friendly. Then required field means whether this field mandatory or optional. If it's set to true, the user must fill it. If it's false, then skip it. Name is used internally in the system. For example, first name or phone numbers. Then information and tips is a shorter helper text to shown to the user. We will use this number to contact you. Information and tips is a shorter helper text shown to the user. For example, we will use this number to contact you. And then link lets you attach a helpful page or guidance. For example, documentations and helping articles. Let me quickly fill this. Here I am not adding any documentation, you can add this. After that, just save it. So these fields help you to collect the right information from the customer and make check more customized. So after adding your required fields, let's now move to the plan pricing section, which is the most important part while creating a product. So from here you can add your plans. First, start by adding your plan name. This is what the customer will see. For example, basic, pro plans and premium plans. I am adding basic plans. Next is plan description. Briefly explain what this plan offers in around 30 to 40 words. After that, now unit pricing, where you define how much your plan cost. Unit pricing. Here you have to define starting and ending range if your price depends on usage or quantity. This is the marketplace selling pricing. This will show to the end user. This is the industrial price, reference to standard marketplace prices. Then max pricing, the upper pricing limits. SAC code is used for transaction purpose, especially for GST compliance. For now, I am leaving it. After that, you can add multiple unit pricings, but only one can be marked as default true. Other prices will remain hidden. So I'm just quickly add the second pricing. So this default price what user will see in the end users. Right now I'm using this pricings, so enabling to true, this will show to the end user. If I suppose to enable this pricing unit will show to the end user. Now here you can add customized tags, for example SAS, that organize and customize your plan. Then active and inactive. Active makes your available to users, and active makes your plan hide it. And out of stock, if your product is not available and quantity is 0, you can switch to out of stock. Now choose and region selection where your plans applies, global, US and India. Enter the number of free trials you want to offer to the users. I am adding 30 days. Then pro data, next and current. This control how plan behavior during upgrades and billing cycles. Now full and partial pricings. Choose whether the user needs a full amount or partial amount. You can use this duplicate button to quickly create a similar plans instead of starting from scratch. Right now I don't need this, so I'm deleting this. And plan highlights. These are key features or benefits for plans. You can add multiple plan highlights, for example, unlimited access, priority support, advanced analytics, etc. by adding and saving. So this section helps you to define exactly how your plans looks, cost and behave for your customers. So once you have added the plan pricings, the next step to define your plan features. By clicking on new features, start by adding feature headings. This is the category of the features, for example device storage, user access, support levels, and then define feature titles and its value based on each plans. In this case, feature storage and its value can be based on plan features. In this case I am using basic plan, so the value will be little lesser than pro. If suppose I have pro plans, and I can add 100 GB for its feature value. Now you can add multiple features by clicking new features button and make sure features are clear and simple, easy for user to compare between plans. Always write features in a way that user can quickly understand the difference between plans. Once everything is added, you have two options: save as draft and submit for approvals. If you want to review and edit later, you can save as draft, otherwise submit for approval to send the plan to the admin teams. After submission, the plan goes to admin approvals. Once approved, it will be live on the app and visible to the end customer. Let's submit, save changes, and this is saved successfully. So here you can see resubmit for approval or revoke approval. Simply, once admin approved, it will be live on the app and visible to the end customers. And that's it, your product plan is now ready to go live.